What is going on, true believers? It's hard to find the right crypto. It is hard sometimes to figure it out. And when you do figure it out, most of the time it's too late. Every once in a while, you get lucky, you buy just a little bit of everything, and one of them happens to take off. But because you didn't put enough in it, you don't have that life changing money. Only a few people get that moment. We don't all get that moment, but there are a lot of tokens out there, a lot of cryptos, a lot of coins that just have an opportunity to go. So, what I'm trying to do is go through and find things that have opportunities. And we'll define what those opportunities are. Now, when you're dealing with DeFi, the DeFi is not dead, but the market is a Bitcoin market until it's not a Bitcoin market. And that being the case, there are a lot of different projects out there that might be gems. They might be good enough to have big runs. They might be okay. They might be, I don't know. Uh, they could fail at any time. They could succeed at any time. You never really know what's going to happen in this space. Now, I'm going to go over one right now, and I know a bit about it, but I'm going to look with you, and we're going to look at it and decide for ourselves: is this the play or is this a play? I am not sponsored nor endorsed by this project. I also am not an investor in this particular project. I have no skin in this game at this point. Um, so, I don't know enough about it. I do know that there are some passionate people, very passionate people who love this project, who reach out to me from time to time and have always asked me to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it and we're going to see where this fits in. Now, if you like this content, please make sure that you hit the like button. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell to be notified of future content if you like this one. And without further ado, we're going to talk about Saitachain. Now, for those of you that have been under a rock, this is previously Saitama. Saitama was a token launched around the middle of 2021, went up to what really turned out to be a legendary run, culminating in a Las Vegas event for a project that really ended up being quite the disaster in the short term. The project was being created and it didn't work. And when they got it launched, it wasn't working right. And it seemed like maybe that was the end, a very slow end for a project that went to a $7.7 billion market cap. There were a lot of there was a lot of negativity. And there was one guy at the center of it, and his name was Russell Armand. Russell Armand was he had big shoulders. He took the blame for everybody and everything. There were a lot of people involved in this. There were a lot of there were a lot of people behind closed doors that were working on this project, and it was not functioning. It was not being used. It was not. There was a problem. There was a big problem, and then of course that was also the top of the bull market, and from that point on, everything was downhill from there. So no matter what you do at that point, it's going down. So that leaves us with something has to happen at some point. So everybody who ravenously defended Saitama over time started to quickly dwindle away. There were rumors of leaks of funds that were filling the pockets of all of the people who were part of it. There were um, uh, allegations of abuse of substances. There were so many different things. It's a fantastic summary, which we're not going to get into, but it existed, so we should at least acknowledge it. But that brings us forward to Saitama in and of itself. I think as a token ended up swapping to Saitachain, and that's where we have a blockchain, and that blockchain is called Saitachain. Now, it was announced back in 2021, and it's now something that's happening now. The beta test net is live. It's not live. Saitachain is not live yet, but it is in beta. You can go test it if you want to right now. I'm going to show you. There are links right here. In fact, let's go check this out right now. If you want to, you can visit Saitachain.io and witness the big transformative phase of the Saitachain blockchain. Users can engage in contract deployment testing for additional testing tokens. Simply hit the request button. So very simple. You come over here to Cytoscan.io and you can get started here. Grab a MetaMask wallet, add the Cyta network, and do your thing. Now, any ERC20 compliant wallet will probably work on this. So I'd be very careful, and I would be doing testing, but that's what the beta testing is for. There's no harm to your wallet in doing that. So if you're interested, then you should certainly go check that out. But it's getting closer and closer to where a launch will happen. Now, the launch is being fronted and run by MK Saitachain. That's Manny the Hitman, for those of you that have been around for a length of time. And there's going to include a lot of different things. Now, if you want to, absolutely go check out everything that's going on with Manny. You can go see that he engages with the community a lot. He shares a lot with the community. There's a lot of things that happen in the background that he tries to keep you informed on, and much of the previous team is gone. There are reasons. In fact, in one of their wallet apps called Cyta Pro, I believe one of the previous developers, Russell himself, had a token on there that was taken off and delisted off Cyta Pro for whatever reason. So there's some, there's some definitely some interesting things that have happened over time, but we're not here for that again. We're here to check this out. So we got Saitachain, we've got MK, which is what he goes by, and then we have the website here, and this is Saitachain, and there are things that work here. Predominantly, you have Card, which is a debit card that you're able to fund and use to go out, pay your bills. Very sleek, by the way, looking card. As you can see in this little uh, thing right here, the logo has become a wiry sort of wolf logo. The Saitama group was called the Wolf Pack, so I assume that that still reigns supreme. Again, I do not look at this anymore, so I'm flying blind, and we're learning this together. Then you have Cyta Pro. Cyta Pro is a trading app uh, inside of a crypto wallet, and you can list your project if you're interested in listing a project. You can list your project with Cyta Pro. Then you have Cyta Swap, which is a decentralized swap, not an exchange, but you're able to. And by the way, Swap is located inside Cyta Pro as well, so you're able to do a lot of swapping if you wish to. And there's a nominal fee. It's Uniswap, so there's a small fee to it, but you're welcome to do that. And then you have Cyta Logistics. Cyta Logistics um, is an interesting concept when you look around here and you start to kind of dig in. Cyta Logistics is basically a transport company. So Saitama has this mechanism in which, if you are interested, then Cyta Logistics, they ship packages to people, and logistics is basically the transfer of packaging around. You can see right here in this right here. So an interesting concept. Now, I don't know the success of it. I have no idea. We're flying blind right now. We're deciding whether or not this is an investment that we would like to look at, maybe even talk about in the future as something that could that we could be trading. And then we have finally on this the Cyta Realty company. Now, Cyta Realty is launched on both, I think, Ethereum, and it's launched on the Cyta Pro app, and you can download it. And as a crypto, basically what the concept is that you become an investor in real world real estate assets. Now, I don't know the functions or the uses of it. Again, we're just looking to see if this is something that we want to do. Now, if you want to invest in Saitama, you can also buy STC on Bitrue, Bitmart, Coinbazar, Hotcoin, Gate.io, LA Token, Poloniex, XT, BKEX, Giatis. I don't know what that is, in all fairness here. LBank, Shiba Swap, Bybit, MEXC Global, and Sushi. So there are swaps. It is available on quite a few of them. If you want to get, if you want to start getting information here, and you know what, let's do this. We're going to put my email address in here, and we'll just subscribe to it, and they'll send us updates. So there we go. So now we have that, and there we have it. So let's go around and let's kind of look at the price action and see what we're doing here. We've got Scan. We're going to move on to the volume here. 4.81K. This is not very big volume right now. Total market cap 11.35 million. Liquidity of 346,000. Now remember, when this was launched, this was under the Ethereum blockchain. 7.7 billion market cap. There were a lot of holders. A lot of holders, but a lot of that had to do with reflection, with mechanisms that were happening at that time, to make it look like there were a lot of new holders, and then there was another version, so this is a little different here. This is an under the radar thing, and you have to ask yourself at this point, is this a renewed thing? If this is the project that once had $7.7 billion market cap, is there some opportunity for that to happen? Well, the baggage that was wrong with it seems to be gone right now. So, price action, however, this is a bear market, and it should be stressed that when you talk about projects in this market, a lot of it is bearish. Now, you could be looking at it and say, "Well, um, what about Solana? There's a whole bunch of trading going on. Solana, it's pump and dump. I mean, it's not something that's going to last a very long time. These are pump and dumps that are happening." But I would look, and I would venture to say here that this is kind of an under the radar sort of project at this point. We've got this going down in a descending channel. And by the way, it looks like it's kind of rounded itself a little bit. You can even make an argument that it's more like this right here. Um, that it's kind of this little long term sort of flag pattern, or you can look at this and say, well, it's probably more like this right here. So a breakout could be imminent at any time, whether it breaks to the up or downside. It's more likely that it breaks to the upside because the market is about to hit that bear trend, but we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But going back, we do know that you can get on this test net. There's 6,500 transactions. Average block time is 5.99 seconds. You can get involved here. You have a faucet, so you can test this out. When it goes live, there will be more activity, more building on it, the deployment of smart contracts on it. By the way, you can go look at your contracts. I would suggest before making an investment or before doing anything that you read the white paper, that you know what it is that you're getting into. If you want to build a contract, I believe it's going to be through Solidity, because most are. It's the simplest form of doing it, but you can go through and you can do that. And if you need to go through the transactions, you can also do that. So there are a lot of things that you can find out about this project. Now, on the broader market, MEXC shows pretty much the same pattern without the wild fluctuation in price swings. So it becomes a little easier to see that more likely this just represents a parallel channel that is sort of breaking down a little bit. At some point, there should be a breakout. Now you can see in the parallel channel, it's trending along the upside of it. So there could be a correction to the downside before a breakout, but a breakout is potential and possible if the markets will it. And over here, you can see 48.7 million market cap, $318,000 in total volume. Now, remember, I just told you 4.8K in volume. Well, that's only on Uniswap, and of course, the fees are tremendous right now on on Uniswap. So, we're trying to stay away from that. But the markets, here you have it right here, 178,000 in trading volume on MEXC, making it probably the most active. Now, LBank shows a little bit more active. However, there that doesn't add up. So it looks like all of this is being added, and then LBank is down here with a couple of asterisks. Like there might be a question about the volume over there. So not sure why that is. You can also see there's a decent spread with some major arbitrage sort of opportunities here. So you might see some wild kind of swings here. On Poloniex, you're looking here that they're still trading Saitama, but it looks like they're doing it at or near this price as a conversion. So there are a lot of probably some stuff to go through here and figure out what this looks like. But here we are. We're in the market. Um, I would suggest. I'm not suggesting MEXC to people anymore, but MEXC seems to have the most volume, followed by Bitmart. So certainly go check that out if you are interested. But again, the most important thing: do your own research. This is the white paper, and it is not found, and that is based on the Saitama white paper. So I would be asking a question here on why that is. Now, I'm sure that somebody could give me some information about that. Um, and I think that really what this comes down to, as you look around here, you see that this most probably is not updated by CoinMarketCap because it appears to be based on Saitama. However, that would, that in yourself, if you're, again, we're looking at this and we're trying to be objective, but that would give me cause for concern. So I'm going to go to Saitachain over here and I'm going to go look and see how easy it is for me to find this white paper. I've got the home, I can download, I can do this. I'm going to assume this is going to give me a context menu. It doesn't give me anything. It gives me the same stuff I already have. Now, it should be easy for me to find the white paper, and I haven't found it so far. I can explore the Saitachain blogs. I can continue on down here. Now I've got the white paper. Now I'm going to hit that, and it doesn't go anywhere. So this is where it takes me. So it's just popping me back up to the beginning. So I don't have a white paper. So I would, there's some concerns that we might want to address here. And by the way, if you are invested in Cytochain and you are somebody who is, part of this, or you are, an investor and you're looking for positive feedback, well, then it should be easy. It should be easy for me to find what I need or what I want in order to feel confident. And if I don't feel confident about a project, then it's very tough to recommend. We go through the links here, and of course, that's going to take us to the Cytochain, which checks out. We're going to go over here. There's a Facebook, there's a Instagram, there is a YouTube channel, there's a Telegram channel, there's a Discord, there's a TikTok. Let's find out what this is. We got a Reddit. So there are places that you can go in order to get information. However, no white paper. That's kind of that's kind of odd. So I think maybe for the moment, we would like to see a little bit more out of Cytochain. And the reason that I would be hesitant at this point for anything other than a degen play where I might be able to flip it and make a little bit of profit is because I can't readily download the information, the necessary information that I need in order to make a decision. Therefore, only wild speculative investors and people who've already been part of Saitama who like the changes are going to be the investors. Hence, there are probably a low amount of current investors on Cytochain. So, but I think that we should maybe get some updates on this. And if anybody from the team is interested and happens to watch this or look at it for clarity on the questions that maybe I or anybody else would be asking, then maybe it would be a good idea to fix some of this stuff so that we have some clarity and we know exactly what's going on. Because right now I have questions, and I have questions that I just can't readily answer, and I feel like at this point I should be able to answer those questions pretty simply. And it starts with the white paper, and it should not start with the white paper and my inability to just find it. So, but guys, let me know what you think about Cytochain STC. You can invest in it and you can go check it and do your own research and figure out what you see. But these are the questions that I have. Now, I would be willing to follow up on this if they clean up this act, and I would be willing to say that a lot of people like Manny, a lot of people even back in the old days with Saitama, the one person that they were bullish on, and that was Manny. So I would be willing to say that this has some potential, and The fact that this is all based out of Dubai, which I believe is going to become something of a big crypto hub, might also be an enticement for people. And this could be a gem of a product. I would not tell you. I would certainly not. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not qualified to give you financial advice or tell you what you should invest your hard-earned money into. I can tell you that at this point, I would not buy this. I know the history. I do think that we've reached a bottom, but I don't know where the upside is. But I can see that with Saitachain launching, there might be some upside to it that we might see. And look, it wouldn't be anything to see a 5x to a 50 million market cap on it in short order. So I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying that I'm hesitant at this point. I prefer to look at things for new investment. If I'm looking at it, then what I would prefer to see is my questions, my best questions easily answered. That's what I want to see. So if I can get something like that, then I would feel good. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is Cytochain. It's the derivative now of Saitama. This is all new. This is all, let's see what happens here. And, maybe we'll follow up at some point. But let me know what you think again in the comments down below. And this is not financial advice, but I'm always right.